7 Final job interview with CEO. Preparing for a job interview can be stressful. When you throw in an interview with the CEO of the company, the process can become even more intimidating. Who is the CEO? The Chief Executive Officer (CEO) works on the executive team and often leads the company. They will manage the main operations of the company, make the major financial decisions, oversee big-picture items and collaborate with the board of directors to keep the company growing. Depending on the company's size and your role, the amount of interaction you may have with the CEO throughout your workday may vary. CEOs are sometimes involved in smaller company or departmental decisions. With larger companies, they can mainly focus on strategic concepts and will apply a more hands-off leadership strategy. Sitting through multiple interviews for one job is the norm today, as roles are now frequently cross-functional, serving more stakeholders throughout the organization. Consequently, more people need to approve of a new hire. In a lot of smaller and even mid-sized organizations, even the CEO might sit for an interview or two. While it may seem daunting, interviewing with the CEO is a good thing, not a reason to get rattled. Rest assured, the CEO doesn't intend to intimidate or heckle you. Many are down-to-earth, approachable people who have achieved their success by genuinely connecting with other people and listening to their perspectives. Why you may interview with the CEO. Whether or not your role involves regularly collaborating with the CEO, the company may ask you to speak with them at least once during the interview process. CEOs may prefer to speak with candidates to gain an understanding of who they are and what value they may bring. Interviewing with the CEO is often one of the final stages of an interview. If you are speaking with the CEO, it's likely you've already passed the first few interview phases with the HR manager, your direct supervisor or other members of your potential team. The final job interview is the last step in the interview process and the last one you'll have before finding out whether or not you will be getting a job offer. Before the final interview, you may have had an initial phone interview and one or more in-person interviews. Your final job interview is your last chance to make a strong impression on the employer before she chooses between you and, typically, a small pool of other top candidates. Interview process. Depending on the level of the position, your final interview might be conducted by a member or members of the company's senior leadership, or, if it's a small company, by the CEO. Occasionally the interview will be conducted by the same person who conducted your other interviews. In the final interview, you will likely meet a number of people in the office including prospective coworkers, and you may even have multiple interviews with these employees. Here are some final preparation tips. Don't assume. While you should be proud that you've made it this far in the interview process, a common mistake interviewees make with a final interview is assuming it's a done deal and that this meeting is a formality. You still need to present yourself as the top person for the job without seeming arrogant. Don't get overly comfortable or let your guard down, especially if the environment and the interviewer seem more relaxed. If you have an interview coming up and you know you'll speak with the CEO, here are some interview questions you should be able to answer. 1. Tell me about yourself. This may be one of the CEO's first requests. A CEO could be looking for different qualities while asking this question. They may want to learn your job experience, what you accomplished in previous roles, how well you collaborated with the teams you worked on and what you gained from each experience. A CEO may search for candidates who display dedication to their work. The CEO is hoping to learn if you'll apply that same dedication to the work you'll complete for their company. When answering this request, try to explain your accomplishments in this role, what you did to achieve these goals and why you're proud of these achievements. 2. What are you most passionate about? A CEO is searching for employees who hold great passion for what they do and the company they serve. Often, passion for the role and the company may occur if the employee is also passionate about other aspects of their life. When answering this question, you can speak about the activities you enjoy and are passionate about. You can then tie it in with how you apply that passion directly to your career. For example, if you're interviewing for a sales role, you can express your love for working with people and providing value to their lives. 3. How do you challenge yourself? The CEO is searching for candidates willing to challenge themselves. There may be change and growth happening within the company, so the CEO may want to know if you're prepared to change alongside it. When answering this question, you can inform your CEO of ways you often challenge yourself to learn more. You can do this by enhancing your knowledge of current events or even on the industry itself. You can tell them how you may set individual goals for yourself. These goals can include the following: reading industry videos every morning or evening, completing projects ahead of their deadlines, learning something new at work every day. This helps the CEO understand that you're willing to overcome personal obstacles or challenges. It can also showcase that you're willing to take on new responsibilities within your role. 4. Why have you had X number of jobs over the last X years? In today's workforce, it's not uncommon for professionals to job hop. In fact, more than half of employers have hired a job hopper. Most CEOs ask this question because they want to learn about your loyalty to previous employers and your decision-making process. What to include in your answer? When talking about your job history, focus on experiences that shaped your career in a positive way. For instance, explain you've been searching for the right job that fits your career goals and how the position you're interviewing for fits these goals. 5. What do you hope to accomplish within the next year? One of the most important things CEOs want to know about a candidate is what you're going to accomplish once hired for the position. What to include in your answer? Tell the employer about your vision as an employee for their company. The interviewer already knows you're qualified, on paper, for the position. Now you need to explain how you'll help their company reach the next level. Talk about a combination of your skills and strengths that will bring you success as an employee. You should also reference previous accomplishment stories that would support your vision for this job. 6. Tell me about a project that forced you to be innovative and creative. According to a CareerBuilder survey, 21% of employers want to hire candidates with strong creative thinking. Chances are, CEOs will ask candidates how they can push the envelope in their positions once hired. What to include in your answer? Talk about a project where you were forced to think outside of the box and utilize your resourcefulness. This helps CEOs understand your willingness to take risks and try new things. 7. How would your boss from your last job describe you? This can be a tricky question, especially if you left your job on a negative note. However, employers ask this question to learn about your personality. What to include in your answer? This is a good opportunity to talk about your work ethic and how your personality fit into your previous position. If you had a negative experience at your last job, share what you learned for the position and how you turned it into a positive experience.